morning. You are joining me in West Wales, about as far west as you can get, starting the walk at White Sands Bay on a very foggy and misty morning. The sun hasn't risen yet. It's going to rise in about 15 minutes. I'm hoping it's going to be a sunny day. It will burn this thick fog off because we're walking what I think potentially is one of the best hills in Wales. It's only 181 metres high. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but it's a really mountainous looking hill, and because it's right on the coast, you're going to walk all 181 metres because you're starting from sea level from a really nice beach. So I'm hoping the views are going to expand. We're going to have a really good walk, so stick with me. I'm sure it's going to turn out brilliantly. Well, here we are, only 181 metres, but it feels like the top of the world this morning. The cloud inversion is absolutely stunning. It is a fraction foggy up here, so every now and again you get quite a clear view of the cloud inversion, but then it just fogs over again. Just a fraction too low. I think if you're a little bit higher, would have been above it. But this is pretty much the highest spot you can get to around here. Pembrokeshire's very flat in this area, but these little peaks, these really jagged rocky peaks coming out like little mini mountains, is absolutely spectacular. The walk up, there was no views, but the paths were great, and it's just an amazing hill. Gotta be one of the best I've walked so far anywhere in Wales. It feels like a mountain, but it's a lot less effort. But the views are on a clear day would be stunning, but it's very special getting here on a day like this with this kind of cloud inversion. Just hopefully it'll clear a fraction more so I can show you a few more views. well, it doesn't look like the fog is going to clear that early this morning, so I'm going to have to give up on getting more broader views of the area. I'm on holiday in West Wales, so I left the family in bed this morning in the hotel, so I could really do with walking back to the car and getting back to them. I'll have to revisit this at some point because it is a really spectacular hill to look at from distance as well. I'm hoping it will clear up enough before I go home today so I can just shoot some footage of the actual hill itself, so you can see what I mean when I say it looks like a mountain and stuff. But I'm going to start making my way back to the car now, and if it does clear up, obviously I'll bring you back, and if I see any interest on the way down, but sadly it looks like there's going to be absolutely zero views now. Looks like it's starting to clear out a little bit now. This is St David's Head, so we're just on the coast near St David's, the smallest city in the UK because it's got a massive cathedral, but it's absolutely tiny little place. But we're about as far West Wales as you can get here now. And if you want to come somewhere for good sandy beaches, clear blue seas and great walking, then this is the place to come. Obviously the coastal path goes along here as well, and you've just got paths in every direction following the coast, and this is an amazing little hill, but there's lots of them dotted along this coastal line, so when you're driving around you just see these mini mountains, these really craggy rocky little outcrops every now and again. So I've got to come back at some point and start ticking some of these hills off, because obviously I've still got a long way on the back burner of my mission to walk most of the hills in Wales. So I've got 15 or 20 maybe on my list for Pembrokeshire. So this is just one of them. This is only my second one I've done so far, because it's obviously quite a long way for me to come to do them. But it really is a great place, and White Sands Bay is great as well. And there's a campsite pretty much right on the beach, so it's definitely a place to come. And I reckon you could get a bivvy on the top of that little hill I was on then. I think there's just enough room to get my outdoor research helium bivvy up there, so who knows, I may come back and camp it at some point. But I'm going to try, maybe use my GPS on my phone to find out if I'm on the right path now, because lots of little paths and very little visibility again. Well, hopefully I got enough footage to have some kind of video out of this little hill walk. Completely different to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be clear and sunny this morning, get a nice sunrise, lots of clear views of the whole surrounding areas of the hill itself and all the rest of it, but it wasn't to be. But we did have a really amazing inversion instead to look at. Shame it didn't quite clear up enough to have a longer inversion around the hill, but you can't have it all. So I'm going to head back to the car now, go back to the hotel, have a nice shower, and I'm hoping it'll clear out before I leave West Wales this morning, so I'll be able to shoot some external footage of the hill from a distance, at least show you what it's the shape of it and stuff, because it is, like I said, a really spectacular little hill. Anyway, if you made it this far, huge thanks for watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.